Good morning, folks. We're with Edward here this morning on the 13th of August 2024. Beautiful Tuesday morning. Going to be talking a little bit today about some cryptozoology. I'm standing right here in the parking lot of a place that I've seen some of it. And talk about that here in just a second. Right back. This took place in probably, I'm thinking, 1971 or 72. Right here in what was then a large indoor mall, the second one in Kalamazoo. I talked about the West Main Mall, which is right across the street here on the corner of Drake Road, not 9th Street. As I said, I misspoke. And of course, West Main. And right across the street was a big wide open field, trees and so forth. And they decided to put a second mall here, and they called this the Maple Hill Mall. Maple Hill Mall. And it was a large mall. I believe it was larger than West Main across the street. Since been raised years ago. It's no longer an indoor mall. They did use some of the back part of the house, we'll call it, and then added all this frontage on, making it a large strip mall. You go around past the Old Navy down there, and Secretary of State's down there, a Target and everything, a big movie theater, and then out here and you have Applebee's and other outer parking lot establishments, a Walgreens and so forth. But back in the day, we lived out on the farm northwest of Schoolcraft. My dad read in the paper that there was going to be a mysterious Iceman on display, world famous, here inside the mall. And so he said, "Eddie, you want to go?" And so I says, "Yeah, I was maybe 10, maybe 11 years old." And my dad had a Yamaha 250. It was an on-off, had an orange fuel tank, like a trail bike. And so he hops on, I hop on the back of it, and the two of us rode up here and parked right out here in this parking lot. And the main entrance to the mall was right here. You can still see an entrance, but it came straight back, and then the major entrance to the mall itself was right here. And so we entered and went inside the mall, and there was this trailer in there, kind of like a circus trailer. And it was set up with things all around it, and there were steps going up into it. And in the middle of the trailer was this large ice box. And in that ice box was a big frozen block of ice containing the mysterious Neanderthal-esque Iceman. And so my dad and I, and this is back in the day, it was like $5 or $6 a piece. There was no children's fee. It was all the same price to get up and go in and take a look. You could walk in and around it and look at it. But the ice was kind of foggy. It was kind of bubbly. And you could only see like the fingers a little bit and part of the lip and so forth. It was kind of a little bit obscured, but they had all these x-rays on display and so forth. And the two guys that were running this, they looked like carnies. They actually looked like carnies, if you know what a carny is. My dad smelled something funny right away, and it wasn't the thawed icing man or iced man. But we went and took a look. Well, it was supposed to be, like I say, a Bigfoot or something that had been frozen in ice, a Neanderthal, and so forth. Well, these fellows went their way, and as I read, and you can read online about the famous Iceman, somebody bought it, thought it, I guess it disappeared. Some people said that it was a shaved gorilla that had died in a zoo or something, and somebody had an idea of freezing it in ice and taking it around to freak shows at carnivals and stuff, and passing it off as a Bigfoot. But anyways, it was historical in its own cryptozoological way. Say that 10 times, cryptozoological way. say it slower, you'll get it. And I seen it with my own naked eyes, and so did my dad. And we walked right out of this front door out here onto that Yami 250 and took off back for the farm. And I was thinking, man, I wonder if that was real. And so that started and sparked my interest in Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, the abominable snowman. That's the guy that's got the good looking gut. His uncle, the abominable snowman. But other things like that. And I started becoming very interested, reading Argosy magazine articles, Eric von Däniken, The Chariots of the Gods. I got into that. I started checking out movies like like Sasquatch, The Legend of Bigfoot, the mockumentary, and of course The Legend of Boggy Creek, and many others which I own today, those old crypto shows. But my dad took me downtown to the Capitol Theater. It was an event that was held through a local sporting club, and it was a father and son's night. And back in the day, they didn't have father and daughter's nights, but father and son's night at the movie theater, and they were going to be showing The Legend of Boggy Creek. Canadian honkers flying over. Getting that time of year. And so I got to watch The Legend of Boggy Creek and with my father and a whole bunch of other young boys and their fathers, and that pretty much cemented it. I felt that there had to be something like that out there, and I haven't actually gone on a hunt for one or anything like that. But I do sport the Upper Peninsula Michigan Sasquatch decal. Have to have one of those. So anyways, long story short, this is a little cryptozoological historical site for me, for moi, coming off the Olympics, right? Right through there. And I seen the famous Iceman. The famous Iceman. You have to check it out online. Anyways, thank you for being with me again today. I was going by here, I thought, I just remembered that Iceman. I wonder if folks would be interested in listening to me gab about that. But thank you very much for your comments. Keep sending your comments. I appreciate them, and I try to respond to every single one of them. I certainly read every single one of them, and I'll continue to do so. Thanks again for your subscriptions and for following along. Have a great day. Watch out, you might get trapped in ice and 1,000 years from now carried around someplace and gawked at for umpteen dollars by then. All right.